Hello guys, in this lecture we will discuss the waterfall model. Waterfall model is one of the model of the SDLC, and all the steps we use in the SDLC we will also use in the waterfall models. So actually SDLC phases we use in all models, but the way of using the phases of the SDLC is different in the different models. This is the first and very old model. First of all, we will discuss the waterfall model. So what is the waterfall model? So actually waterfall model is the linear sequential approach to the software development. So it means that waterfall model is a linear. So waterfall model is a linear, so it means that all the phases of the software development is completed one after the another. So waterfall model is useful in situation where product requirement are well defined and project goal are clear. So the way of the development in waterfall model is one after the another in the sequential ways. So first of all, feasibility study phase is completed, and after the requirement analysis and specification, then design, coding, testing, and in the last deploy and maintenance. So all the phases is completed in the sequence one after the another. So all the phases we discuss one by one. So first is the feasibility study. So the main goal of this phase is to determine whether it would be financially and technically feasible to develop the software or not. So in this phase, project members, actually the software development company or the team of the software development, is determine whether it would be financially or technically feasible to develop the software or not. So feasibility study involves understanding the problem and determining the various possible strategies to solve the problems. So all the actual problems we will face in the development of the software. So in this phase we will understand all type of problems. So all these type of strategies we will discuss in this phase. Another phase is the requirement analysis and specification. So requirement phase is same we have discussed in the SDLC. So because in this phase all the requirement of the software we identify. So during this phase detailed requirement of the software system to be developed are gathered from the client. So in this phase we collect all the information and all the requirement from the client we gathered for development of the software. So a detailed SRS document is completed in this phase. So after the requirement, the design phase is started. So this phase purpose is to translate the requirement obtained from the SRS document into a design. So it consists of the high level and detailed design as well as overall software architecture. So the design phase purpose actually create the design of the software. So here requirement is translated into the design. So a detailed design of the software is created here. So after the design phase, the coding phase is started. So software design is converted into the source code and using any appropriate programming language during the coding step. So as a result, each module is coded and unit testing is performed by programmer. So and it is the first code level testing. So after the design phase, so programmer or the software developers convert the design into the code, and here coders use the different languages according to requirements, and the first level testing is also performed by the software developers. So it is called a unit testing. So unit testing actually performed by development team of the software. So after the coding phase, the maintenance and the deployment phase is started. So once the system is ready to use, you may later require change the code as customer request, and any necessary update or bug fixes are implemented to ensure the software functions smoothly and efficiently. So it means that if the testing phase is completed, so the software deployment and maintenance phase is started. So in this phase we deploy the software on the appropriate platform, and after deployment the maintenance is started. So in the maintenance, if the customer want to change anything in their request, so they can change here. Here all type of testing is also performed. Customer also check their software on their device or their system, and if you want to change something, so the customer can do it. And the software testing team also test all the software, all type of acceptance, all type of beta alpha testing is also performed in the maintenance phase. So actually this is the last phase, and here delivery of the software is given to the customer. Another is the advantages of the classical waterfall model. So first is that it is a very easy to understand. All the phases is completed one after the another. Software development is completed in a sequence, so it's very easy to understand. Second is that it is properly defined, so everything actually defined properly. So in the requirement phase, all the requirement of the customer gathered from the client, and customer cannot interfere in the coding phase, in the design phase, and in the testing phase. So actually here everything is defined in the requirement phase. So all the requirement for the software development is gathered from the client in the requirement phase. So everything actually defined before starting of the design phase. Clear milestones, so it means that what to do is already clear in the requirement phase, because all the requirement from the customer is gathered in the requirement phase, so everything is cleared before development of the software. So individual processing, so it means that every phase of the software development is worked independently and not interfere with each other. So first completed the requirement phase, and after the completion of the requirement phase, the design phase will be start. So all phases of the software development work independently, because after completion of one phase, the another phase is started. Suppose when requirement phase is completed, then the design phase will be start, and when design phase is completed, then the coding phase is started. So like this, every phase work independently. So what is the disadvantages of the waterfall model? So first is that difficult to accommodate the change request. So here all the requirement from the customer is gathered into the requirement phase. Suppose customer want to change anything in the requirement, so the customer cannot do it after the requirement phase. So after the requirement phase, customer can change their requirement in the maintenance phase. So before the maintenance phase, customer cannot change anything in their requirement. So another is the no overlapping of the phases. So this is a very major problem of the waterfall model, because all the phases is work independently and one after the another. So here multiple phases cannot work together. So here no parallelism, because here phases cannot work together. Late defect detection. Here the one another major problem is that here defect detection is very late. Suppose customer want to change anything their requirement, so before the maintenance phase they cannot change anything in their requirements. So if customer found any defect in their requirements, so they cannot change before the maintenance phase. So lengthy development cycle. So here all the development cycle is very lengthy, because all the phases is completed one after the another, and here is no parallelism. So it's a very lengthy development cycle. So another point is that when to use the waterfall model. So we should use the waterfall model when well understood requirements. So if the all the requirement of the client is clearly defined and understood, then we should use the waterfall model. Very little changes expected. So if the changes expected is very little, and in the we can do it in the later stage, so where we can use waterfall models. So actually waterfall model is used mostly in the medium and the small size project. So in the big project we don't use the waterfall model. So mostly we use the waterfall model in the small and the medium size project. Mostly we use the waterfall model when the client prefer linear and the sequential approach. So when the client is also wants the linear and the sequential approach, where one phase is completed after the another phase, so client also prefer it, so then we should use the waterfall model. So I hope this video is very helpful for understanding the waterfall model. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.